Okay, I should be live. Okay, I am live. I have a new setup since my last video. I have a new microphone, plus I have a green screen, but today I haven't set up my green screen, unfortunately, because this was a last minute thing that I wasn't planning for. But I saw that there were storms near Scranton, Pennsylvania, and decided to just go live since it's moving into a region that I mostly cover, which is New England plus the Hudson River Valley of New York and some of New York City as well. Today we have a severe thunderstorm risk for this area. This includes Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, and New York, as well as Virginia, Delaware, and North Carolina. We also have a risk over here in the Midwest for South Dakota, Nebraska, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. However, I'm going to focus mainly on this risk area over here in the Northeast. Today we have a 2% tornado risk over here. This includes everything east of Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, including Binghamton, Windsor, Albany, Pittsfield, Northampton, Greenfield, Brattleboro, Saratoga Springs, Utica, and Johnstown, as well as other places in this area. I am just outside of this area. However, if this stream goes well and this storm is approaching my area, I might do a live stream where I go outside if I can. We also have a 15% wind risk for everything south of Albany. This includes State College, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Allentown, Trenton, New Brunswick, Newark, Newburgh, Poughkeepsie, Albany, Pittsfield, Great Barrington, as well as other towns and cities in the region. We also have a hail risk. We don't have a hail risk today, except in this part of the country over here. However, right now I'm going to be mainly focusing on the 2% tornado risk plus the wind risk right now here in the Northeast. We do have traffic cameras today. I have pulled up the Pennsylvania and the New York traffic cameras for right now. However, later in the day, I might switch over to the Massachusetts traffic cameras and maybe the Connecticut ones as well as storms approach. Right now it's just chill right now, but I would be watching for a continuation of a severe thunderstorm watch or possibly a tornado watch for this area. However, severe thunderstorm watch is more possible just because of the environment supporting severe thunderstorms rather than, and there's a low chance of tornadoes here in this region. However, it's not unlikely. It still has a 2% possibility within 25 miles. So, we also have some activity going on in the tropics that I would like to discuss briefly. We have Tropical Depression number 2, which has 29 mile per hour winds with 40 mile per hour gusts. It is located just north of Tabasco province in Mexico and is expected to make landfall in Mexico near Tampico and Ciudad Valles. We also have storms back over here near Washington, D.C. These are warned for 1-inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds so far. So if you're over there in the suburbs of D.C., watch out for that later on tonight. Okay. This is the only day with a risk so far right now for us here in New England. I'm surprised that there's not a severe thunderstorm warning on this just yet. Near Milford and Lennox. I have a camera down near Clark's Summit, if I believe. Yeah, I do. Let's see. Nothing. Maybe this. Nah, this is not a good view. Oh, here's a good view of the storm right now. This is near Gibson on I-81 in Pennsylvania. What I'm watching for is to see what the storm structure is like, as well as just giving you some reference to look at in terms of where the storm is. I unfortunately cannot use chasers since they're copyrighted, plus if I were to buy the rights to chaser streams, that would be expensive right now since this account only doesn't have any subscribers right now. However, my main account has 10 subscribers, so if you feel like subscribing, please subscribe. Because I cover the Northeast pretty much. I might cover the South, specifically Georgia and maybe Florida. read it with you. However, right now, I'm kind of limited to the Northeast. It is I cover most of the things north of Washington and DC and east of Harrisburg to give you context. So if you live in that general region, I will likely cover you at some point this year if something happens around there. Going back to that camera. I completely lost the camera. Oh, it's the one up here. Nah. Actually, it's the one. Is it? Actually, it's this one. Up here near Gibson. Okay, traffic seems to be slowing down a little bit. Here near Gibson. That would make sense since there's a storm nearby. With a severe thunderstorm watch. What? Why doesn't it tell me what is predicted? There's some severe thunderstorms starting to appear near. There are some thunderstorms, starting to appear near Wells, New York, as well as Stratford, New York. Those are moving east and will eventually go into Vermont. We also have some back here near Rome, New York, and Georgetown. They're moving east on the I-90 corridor for right now. Storms are supposed to be marginally severe at this moment. We actually got our first severe thunderstorm warning of this line. It's back here near Pittsburgh. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds associated with a storm near Mount Vernon, moving east towards Adamsburg, Greensburg, and Youngstown. We also have a storm that is entering Pennsylvania near Hagerstown with 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. It is moving northeast and is going to eventually enter Pennsylvania and go somewhere near Gettysburg. We do have some storms back near Livingston, with 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. For context, that is north of Amherst and north of Chatham in Virginia. Anything to cover right now? I'm checking for severe storm development over models. What the storms are supposed to do today? Okay, the storms are supposed to come into form right are supposed to form and then move into New England about 10 o'clock, so let me see. It is 5 o'clock right now, so if nothing really develops in Pennsylvania even more, I might postpone my stream until later tonight. But we do have some storms near Northville, New York, approaching Glens Falls, and Stratford, New York, approaching Johnstown. We also have a storm back over here near Utica and Rome. Moving slowly east. The storms near Scranton and Wilkes-Barre are starting to become a little bit less weak. However, we do have some storms back here near Hagerstown, Maryland. We're just approaching near Gettysburg, so I might try to get the camera on that quickly, just to see how it works. Hagerstown. town is that? Gettysburg. Gettysburg. Nothing yet to see in Gettysburg, but let me try new estate wine. This is looking south, and this is right on the state line. Just a small thunderstorm, however, it still has 60-mile-per-hour winds and okay, here's a better look at the storm structure. This is on I-81 at exit 3 in Pennsylvania. This looks good. I might come back to this in a little bit. We don't have any updates yet. Over near Pittsburgh, it's still warned for 60 miles per hour. This is a storm near from Marysville going all the way down to Monongahela, and it's traveling towards Adamsburg, Alona, Youngwood, South Greensburg, Greensburg, and Youngstown in about the next 30 minutes. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning over here for Hagerstown. This storm might be splitting. But I have to watch that just to make sure. This seems like it's gonna be a very late night storm. We don't really have many storms this late at night in New England. We have tropical storm warnings out for the Bay of Campeche, as well as the Gulf. Okay. I'm waiting for the next update. 18Z. When is 0Z? is 7 p.m. So the next model will come out in an hour and 30 minutes. So what I might do is that would make better sense. I might come back live about 8 or 9 o'clock and start to cover it again. So, sorry for initiating this short stream. However, I'm going to stop it and probably going to delete it and maybe come back live about 9 o'clock this evening. So, hope you stay safe and be well, Greenblock out.